Thank you and good evening. It is my privilege tonight to be able to introduce a really very talented director and producer. But first, Nicole had asked me to say a few words about our journey, my husband Paul and I, that we've been through over the past almost 10 years now. In 2002, after 2 years of voicing concerns to our doctors and largely being ignored, our 5-year-old son, Hawken, was diagnosed with Duchenne, which is the most common muscle disease in children. And we learned it affects about 1 in every 3,500 boys. And we were told that he would be in a wheelchair, that he wouldn't be able to feed himself, and that he probably wouldn't survive his teens. And amongst all the tears, we were asking questions like, why have we never heard of this disease before? Why was our pediatrician not able to diagnose it? And why are there no drugs for this disease? So we felt like we had to do something, and so we founded Cure Duchenne with the purpose and the hope of funding research that would turn into drugs for our boys. So we didn't know anything about running a nonprofit organization, and so we ran it like a business. We both had business backgrounds, and we partnered with biotech companies, and we took financial and management interest in these projects. And we assembled a really smart group of scientific advisors. One of them here, Barry Byrne, is one of our advisors. And we actually hired a chief scientific officer that had about 30 years of drug development experience in biotech and pharmaceutical business. So we had a wonderful team, and very shortly after we started Cure Duchenne, we funded a tiny little biotech company called Prosenza that we committed about $1.3 million. And they were working on a new technology called exon skipping. And in 2009, GlaxoSmithKline came in with a commitment of up to about $650 million for this little company to work on their development and commercialization for Duchenne muscular dystrophy programs. And now GSK is in the pivotal phase 3 trials all over the world for this drug. And we don't know for sure, but we do have some really good hope that this could be approved in 2014. If you could see my toes, you would see they were crossed right now along with the fingers. This would be a historic moment in the world of muscular dystrophy, which was always a hopeless disease. And we had a lot of support and a lot of help getting to this point. But this initial investment got things moving and helped remove the development risk that a lot of companies face when they're taking on a rare disease, and helped bring larger investments into the project. We've had some other success stories with a company called Sarepta that's been in the news lately, and other companies were really focused on treating the whole disease. But the message that I'm bringing you tonight is that parents aren't crazy. They know what they're doing, and if you listen to them, they can make really fantastic things happen. And I'm so happy to see that industry is represented here tonight. I thank you for taking an interest in rare diseases, and please continue to work with the parents and the families that we can come up with new treatments for our kids. And just yesterday, I was back in Washington, D.C., meeting with the FDA, and I'm very encouraged by the effect that champions such as Emil Kakis and the Every Life Foundation have had in moving towards a more efficient approval process for rare diseases. This collaboration between patients, industry, and regulators will be the key in saving our children. But back to the wonderfully talented director that I'm going to be introducing you to. You're going to be seeing a movie trailer tonight about an incredible family that you've already met, the Hempels. Hugh and Chris did not give up, and their fight to save their daughters will give hope to millions of families across the world that are treating rare diseases. The Hempels are an inspiration to all of us, and I'd like to say a huge thank you to Rudy Poe, who is the director of Hear Us Now, who so masterfully captured the Hempels story, and really the story of so many of us here tonight. The rare disease community may not have a Magic Johnson or a Lance Armstrong, but we do have a Nicole Boyce. Thank you, Nicole, for bringing this night, these people, and these solutions together for our kids. As a parent advocate fighting a rare disease, I'm grateful for the incredible work and accurate portrayal of the challenging journey in the film Hear Us Now, so generously funded by Lisa Mitchell and the Kauffman Foundation. I'm honored to have the opportunity to invite on stage Emmy award-winning director and producer, Rudy Poe.
Thank you. It's been a crazy year here. A year ago, if somebody would have said, Rudy, you're going to stand up on the stage in front of all you people with the Rare Disease Network, I would say, how could that possibly be? A year ago, I met with the Kauffman Foundation, and they asked me to do this project, and I dove headfirst into it. Like, I get the sense that so many people here, that seems like their journey as well. It's been a crash course in this subject, and like every subject is just, you don't know much about it going into it when you're a documentary filmmaker, and you come out the other side knowing quite a lot more. And it's been a real privilege and an honor to do this project. And I'd kind of like to have you guys see this promo before I say any more, if that's possible, so you guys kind of get a sense of what I'm talking about. Is that possible? When we started the project, the film wasn't called Hear Us Now. That came from the process of making the film. I quickly learned that one of the first things we did was we went and met with the Hempels, and they graciously allowed me into their house and their hospital rooms, and I learned so much so quickly that it was, they didn't have time to wait. It was all about the here and now. They had to go solve the problem for themselves. And as I took that away and I started traveling around the country and interviewing all these different people, and I learned that the third part of the title, the us, is really, it's us, it's everybody. And I think that what's in this room right now is an amazing collection of people that really demonstrates that. And if you sort of take that and break it down, the here, the us, and the now, we're all here, and we're all in this kind of this enclosed room tonight. And there's so much, we are this great sphere of influence in here that can just take this message and blast it out there. Lisa's been showing me tweets all night about what's going on, and there's all kinds of activity going on outside this room. And I would kind of like to encourage everyone to take something that they've learned tonight, some statement, something that there's been so many inspirational things said tonight, and that was one of the things with the film is I recorded 20 hours of inspirational stuff, and only 1 hour could be put into the film. And there's just so much that everybody has here to offer, and I would like to encourage everybody to go share that with somebody you know, because this is a growing group. And Nicole, obviously for a first year gathering, it's an amazing event, and I can only imagine what it's going to be like in 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years. And if we could all get out there and just spread the word, spread something that you learned tonight, I think it would be great. And tomorrow night we're going to screen the film up in Hollywood. I hope you can all join us so you can see that, and there's a lot more where that came from. So thank you for having us, and thank you, Nicole.